What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we have a cool set of battles submitted to the channel by a member of the community, MyTie2308, bringing Quagsire to the meta here in the Spring Cup, along with Trevenant and Roserade. Now, I did try out Roserade myself on a couple teams, and I absolutely loved it, but looking back, one thing I wish I would have had was Poison Jab. I mentioned that in yesterday's video, but I do have that legacy move, so I'm not going to get rid of it right away. If anything, in the future, I'll look to power up another Roserade, but Poison Jab, I think, is very clutch in this meta, so if you guys want to give it a try after watching how these battles go, this is actually, I haven't seen them yet. I'm gonna guess they go pretty well, considering how strong this team does look. But shout out to MyTie, and let's go ahead and get right into the video. Alright, getting into the first battle, we have Quagsire on the lead versus Tentacruel. Okay, this is actually a pretty solid matchup considering they have Mudshot and Earthquake, and now thinking about the meta, Quagsire can put in a lot of work against everything. This is actually very beautiful. Now they don't need to worry about the charge move here, as if it is Scald, which it's going to be, only does a little bit of neutral damage, and we do see a swap out now into Tropius, and this is a beautiful thing here for the Quagsire, is having access to Earthquake for Tentacruel and now Stone Edge for the Tropius, and it does land, and in comes the Roserade, and those Poison Jabs are adding up. Now, will they give up a shield here? Yes, they're going to go ahead and stop that first charge move, even though it is just going to be a Leaf Blade, but now they should be able to farm down with Poison Jab, and they have a good amount of energy on this back end, and it is going to be, I did put in Leaf Storm correctly, but we do see, I believe that was a Mawile that came in, which means it's going to be forced to shield this Weather Ball, which it does get a shield there, and they can get to a second one in time. So Roserade, its moveset, very versatile, very flexible, applies a lot of pressure to the opponent. That did an incredible amount of damage. Quagsire coming back in and going for the Stone Edge right away, putting pressure on the final shield for the opponent to give, and they decide to let it go. We're going to see that Tentacruel go ahead and come back in, and this is the final Pokemon left in this game, and they're going to go ahead and swap out into Trevenant to catch the charge move, as it is going to be the Acid Spray there, so lowering the defenses here of Trevenant. But if they get a shield, it's going to be game over. Quagsire does have access to Stone Edge to close this game out. They could potentially throw the Earthquake, but all you really need to KO a Tentacruel here is going to be Stone Edge, and the opponent knows it, and they decide to surrender right there. So good first battle. All right, moving into game 2. We have... oh, it's Calamon Toast. All right, let's see how this goes. Quagsire versus Kartana. Alright, you're in trouble right here. You gotta get out of that Quagsire right away, so they're gonna go ahead and bring in the Roserade, and Poison Jab doing a lot of damage. Now, we see them decide not to swap out, so they're gonna go ahead and put charge move pressure here with the Weather Ball, as that Grass Steel typing does not want to see it, and this is going to be an interesting situation, as they're going to go ahead and shield this first charge move now, and it's going to be that Night Slash. No boost. We do see a swap in now to Sharpedo, and they're going to be forced to throw the Weather Ball instead of Leaf Storm because of the pressure that we are seeing here from Sharpedo, Shadow Sharpedo to be exact, as they do get farmed down. Now, Trevenant cannot come in. That is a Bite Sharpedo, so they have to come in with Quagsire, which means they are going to get crunched right here, which is really unfortunate. Now, they are going to be forced to shield as well. No, they decide to let it go. This might just KO. The crunch does land. Boom! Down goes the Quagsire. In comes Trevenant, hoping to farm down, and there's still a Kartana, and we'll have to see what the Pokemon in the back is going to be. Let's see. It's going to be a Cacturn. Okay, this is spicy right here, and that dark grass typing means it's going to be resisting this Shadow Ball, but it almost KOs, but no, they get fast moved down, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. Oh, that's a tough one. I imagine if Quagsire just gave up the shield and farmed down, they could have potentially won, but either way, fun battle. Alright, we got another Tentacruel here in Game 3. Quagsire looking primed. Once again, we do see a swap out in the Trevenant, so we're going to see that Roserade come in right away. And this is where the Poison Jab extra damage is going to be coming in clutch in this matchup instead of the Bullet Seed, which I was running earlier this week. Again, I gave my reasons at the beginning of the video. If you happen to skip it to get right into the battles, I only have one Roserade built right now with its legacy move, so I need to build another one before I just give up that legacy move for Poison Jab. But Poison Jab looks very good, as we will see another charge move come through, and they're going to go ahead. Will they shield? Yeah, they're going to go ahead and shield, looking to get off one more Weather Ball right here to put more pressure now on the Trevenant to potentially give up the final shield, and they do get it. Beautiful. So 2 shields down. Now they can come in with their own Trevenant and look to farm down with Shadow Claw. They should be able to before a potential Shadow Ball. It's going to be close. No, they do get to the charge move. And were they? I wasn't counting, but were they? Yeah, they're going to go ahead and shield, and it was, in fact, the Shadow Ball. So we know Tentacruel is in the back, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be another Grass. It's going to be a Shadow Venusaur, which means the Earthquake here might just do enough damage. It's neutral because of the Poison Grass typing here. Let's see how much it's going to be. Oh, it nearly one-shot, but no, Venusaur hangs on with 1 HP and a Dream, taking out the Quagsire. Trevenant now going to be coming in loaded on energy. Shadow Ball and Seed Bomb could make quick work here of the Tentacruel unless it has access to Sludge Wave. This is going to be a very close end game. Let's see how they play it out. They just need to get to the Seed Bomb in time, and they do. Who was worried? Trevenant going to be taking it right here, but that was a very cool swap in with the Venusaur and Quagsire, and just goes to show how deadly Quagsire could potentially be or is in this meta. All right, we got Jellicent here on the lead. Now, quick tip for anyone watching this, and you didn't know, there is a male and female variant of Jellicent, the pink and the blue. They're both the same Pokemon. It's just, there's no difference in stats, basically, or moveset. They're both the same, so don't worry too much if you don't have the pink one or you don't have the blue one. It's more for Pokedex, right? But we do have a Quagsire here with Earthquake. Going to look to do a lot of neutral damage right there to the Jellicent. We now see a swap out into Roserade here to try to catch the charge move, but they're going to be forced to shield it, as this could be a Shadow Ball or Ice Beam. It is going to be the Shadow Ball right there, so they do stop that. And now we see a counter swap into Pelipper, so this is where Leaf Storm could come in clutch, and they do decide to go for it. Now, drawing out the Pelipper into the mid-game matchup might just free up. Oh, and it lands! Boom! See ya! Pelipper. Trevenant now going to be coming in and going to be forced to shield as well, because this Weather Ball is going to be putting a lot of pressure with its super effective damage, and they do get the shield there. Now, Trevenant going to be able to farm down, and this is a very tough situation for them. Let's see what they decide to do. They might have to try to catch the Seed Bomb on Trevenant. It's going to be risky. They do decide to actually come in with their own Trevenant, and they go ahead and swap and catch the charge move instead on Quagsire. And this is a beautiful catch of energy. And they do, in fact, catch the Shadow Ball right there, which is huge. Which means now they can easily farm down, give up the shield here. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and shield, look to commit to that farm down, and have loaded energy on the back end. We do see the Jellicent come in, get farmed down, and this is going to be a good game. Very well played. Oh, they decided to go for Seed Bomb. Oh, that might have thrown it. I don't know. They get the shield. No, they have back-to-back Seed Bomb. Okay. I was a bit worried there. I thought one more Shadow Claw was going to be enough, but I guess back-to-back Seed Bomb does work. Close one. Good game. All right. Moving into the next one. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, thinking about the moveset from Quagsire, right? You have the Mud Shot for high energy gain. You got Earthquake and Stone Edge. And against this whole meta, think about Tentacruel, Lantern, Abomasnow, Pelipper, all of that. Even Trevenant, neutral damage with Stone Edge is going to be a lot. Now, this is initially a bad matchup right here, so we will see that swap out right away into Roserade, and in comes an Alolan, Shadow Alolan Ninetales. And look at the Poison Jab damage right here, putting in work from the Roserade, as it is doing super effective damage and applying shield pressure with Weather Ball. And clearly, they're going to be able to take it here as they get to another Weather Ball in time. So Alolan Ninetales is now cornered, having to give up 2 shields to potentially flip the mid-game. But instead, they just go down, taking switch and shield advantage. And now they could easily shield a charge move here. Oh, they're going to go ahead and let it go. I was like, with the damage that Bullet Seed is doing, they could easily get to 2 Weather Balls. But I guess the secure way to win this game is to come in with Trevenant now against the Ferrothorn, and the opponent does decide to surrender, so that's going to be a good game. Very well played. All right, moving to the next one. We have Quagsire versus Walrein. Okay, so this is one of those matchups where that Stone Edge is going to be very deadly, and the opponent knows it. We see a swap out in Trevenant, a counter swap now into Roserade. Again, the Poison Jab damage really adding up if they decide to go into the 2 shields, and the Weather Ball spam is what's going to be so deadly against the Trevenant, but they got to be careful of a Shadow Ball potentially landing. And even at this health, I mean, maybe not at this health, a little bit more, Seed Bomb could potentially KO. So they're going to go ahead and let it go. It is Seed Bomb. Yeah, so one more. Actually, they might get Shadow Claw down, but they do get to the Weather Ball in time now, looking to force shield number 2 from the opponent, and they don't get it. They instead KO. Boom. See ya, Trevenant, maintaining switch advantage. Now, they do have low energy and low health, so they're not going to be able to get to a charge move here versus Walrein. But they still have Quagsire with shield advantage now, which is very, very advantageous for them as they can get to the Stone Edge here to put shield pressure on. This does super effective damage, and we might be booming. No, we do get the final shield of this game. So the Pokemon in the back, whatever it is gonna be in trouble because there's a Trevenant still lurking in the back for this team as they do decide to stop the Icicle Spear with a shield. The opponent now looking to swap out. It's going to be a Ferrothorn in the back, so they bank their energy and now counter swap into this matchup. Flash Cannon is the move to look out for, but they're going to go ahead and let it go as it is just going to be the Power Whip. Doesn't do too much damage right there as Trevenant now controls the pacing with Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball. And the opponent actually decided to surrender right there. So the pacing we would have saw is they could have thrown the Shadow Ball, farmed down, and then gone for Seed Bomb versus Walrein. So that's going to be a good game, very well played. What I mean by pacing is they don't necessarily have to throw the Shadow Ball right away. Because of the low damage that's coming out from Ferrothorn, they can load up a bit of extra energy so that on the back end, they can throw those charge moves versus Walrein. All right, moving to the next one. We have Quagsire versus Tentacruel. Once again, solid lead matchup. Let's see how they decide to play this out. Tentacruel looking to stay in, trying to maybe do some chip damage as they might be weak in the back to a Quagsire. We never know, but instead they swap into Tropius, and once again, this Quagsire is loaded and ready to unleash these Stone Edges right here. As the first one does connect for a ton of super effective damage, and they can get to a second one in time. Now looking to force a shield or potentially switch advantage. I'm guessing they get the shield, and we will see no swap out. They decide to now swap out into Roserade here, and this is actually a tough situation where they're going to be forced to shield as the Aerial Ace could be taking out the Roserade. Honestly, Aerial Ace is not the best charge move, so I don't imagine it would one-shot a full HP, but they get farmed down anyways with Poison Jabs right there. Roserade turning up, as we will see Tentacruel come back in, and Tentacruel now in a very tough situation. They have to get rid of this Roserade very quickly as Scald is landing right there because a Leaf Storm is gonna be threatening right here. If this lands, this might just one-shot the Tentacruel. Boom! One-shots the Tentacruel, and the final Pokemon is going to be Ferrothorn, and they don't get to it in time. But Trevenant now is going to be closing this game out. That is looking to be a good game, as they just need to watch out for Flash Cannon, so they will give up a shield here. And it is in fact going to be the Flash Cannon, yeah, so that's beautiful. They can easily go for double Shadow Ball as the opponent now decides to surrender. All right, that was the final one. That was the final one. So, we'll rewind it back, ready? Alright, getting back to Mai Tai 2308. Huge shout out. Thanks for sharing these battles with us. That was a really fun team. Quagsire, Trevenant, and Roserade. Quagsire honestly impressed me, right? Stone Edge and Earthquake for this meta looks incredibly strong. And the Poison Jab, Roserade is exactly what I thought it was going to be. A lot better neutral matchups and able to lock things down like Trevenant more securely than Bullet Seed did. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.